Hey everyone, I'm Christina Neese. I am your chemistry teacher for this semester. I wanted to just introduce myself for a minute and show you a little bit around our e-learning shell so you are not confused and you know exactly where everything is. All my classes are set up the same, so even though this is for Chem 111 Section 5.1, all of my sections of Chem 1 and Chem 2 are going to look exactly the same. They're all set up the same way. So your grades, you should be able to check your grades. I try to post everything as soon as I grade it. That's like the first tab, so you can just go down there and check out your grades. This isn't a real student, so don't worry. And then under announcements, you'll see any kind of announcement. I'll usually do a weekly announcement, sometimes more than one a week, depending on what I have to tell you. So our first one is just a reminder to purchase your lab kits. So don't forget to get your lab kits. They should be in the bookstore. And there are two. There's a base kit, and then there's a course specific kit. So if you are in Chem 2 and you already took Chem 1, you don't have to buy that base kit again. That was the beauty of the base kit. It has everything that you need. You're going to use some of that stuff again in Chem 2. So if you're in Chem 1 and you're looking to take Chem 2 online, don't purchase that base kit again. So if this is your first chemistry class online, you'll need both of those kits. Great. So that's our first announcement. I'll post a lot of announcements in there. Zoom meetings, we'll have optional Zoom meetings. So, and the time will be posted over here. It's on the syllabus. It's in a bunch of different places. So because this video is covering every section at once, this particular class meets Monday, Wednesday at 4. I have another class that's meeting Monday, Wednesday at 5. So just beware of when your meeting is, and then you can find the link that way. Just click on the Zoom meeting links. It'll tell you all the upcoming meetings. You're just going to click there, and then it'll bring you right to our meeting. All the previous meetings will be listed here, and then I will record everything. So you can check out the cloud recordings. I will do a better job this semester of writing what topic we covered there over here. So you'll be able to search these a little bit better. Okay, so those are our Zoom meetings. And yeah, we'll meet, most of our classes will be meeting twice a week. It's optional. You don't have to come. You don't have to turn on your camera. If you have questions, that's a great time to come. If you can't come to that meeting, but you still have questions, you can always email me and I can set up another time. So I'm thinking like Fridays will be a pretty good open office hour time. So if you're free on a Friday, but I could definitely meet with you around your schedule. So you just shoot me an email and let me know what you're thinking. Email is definitely the best way to get in touch with me. Last semester, we also had a GroupMe group, so if you're interested in setting one of those up, let me know. That's a great way for you to connect with other students in the class. Your syllabus and schedule are under this tab, so just click on those, read through the syllabus. I'm going to make a separate video just to cover the syllabus and schedule, particular for your section. And then the modules. So if you open up any one of these modules, I'll just go to week 3 because I think there's more stuff in week 3. Every module will have a weekly overview. It'll have some lecture notes that you should print out and write all over, and I'll download some of these so you can see what they look like. Problem sets, we'll have some homework that's going to be graded. Those are assignments. I'll show you how to work that. Sometimes we have quizzes. We only have a certain number of quizzes, and so it certainly won't be one every week. And then we have our lab information. So let's start with our weekly overview. This has a lot of important information in it. There's going to be a message here from me. I'm going to tell you, a little bit when are we meeting for class, what lecture video, where the lecture videos, what problem sets are due, what problem sets should be working on, what are we doing in lab, do we have a quiz, do we have an exam, how's that going to be set up, and then I'm always going to post the Zoom link specific for your class here as well. I also post all of the lecture videos. So these are all the lectures. Chapter 2 has a lot of lecture videos, but don't freak out about those. None of them are more than 10 minutes. YouTube won't let me post more than 10 minutes. So they're pretty short videos. They're kind of like in bite-sized little nuggets. So those are where all the videos are located. And then we don't always have 2 chapters a week. It's less than a chapter a week, usually, or 1 chapter a week, depending on what class you're in. For lab, these are the lab information, and I'm probably going to add some more lab videos as we go out through the semester. So this document is kind of I can edit it on the fly, and I'll be adding things to them as we go. So kind of a placeholder for now, but I'm hoping to add videos for all of the labs so you can kind of see how to walk through the lab and then how to analyze the data. So I will be adding more lab videos to this file. Homework, your problem sets are, I can even make links to these problem sets, but they will be, let's talk about submission. So this will tell you what you need to submit there. And then also if we have a quiz, again, we don't have a quiz every week. So going back in here, so what do our notes look like? So I already downloaded one of those notes. You just download that, open it up. You can kind of get a feel for what these notes look like. And every chapter will have one of these. Some notes, I would recommend printing them out and then writing on them while you're watching the videos. If you just sit there and watch the videos and you're not working through the problems and you're not trying to think through it, it's really passive. That's It's not the best way to learn. It's a lot easier if you're writing down, taking notes on these notes. So I will give you lots of blank spaces for you to write things in. There'll be problems, so there's definitions and things. We'll work through these. And I'll prompt you to, I'll tell you like, all right, well, put the video on pause while you work this problem out and then watch my solution. That's perfectly that's a great way to do it. That's kind of how we would do it in class. I was trying to simulate how we would do these things in class. So we work through problems together and give you some independent time to work on things. At the end of this document, we have additional homework problems. So if you didn't want to buy the book, and you don't have to. If you don't use textbooks, don't waste your money. The textbook is great. There you can get it at the bookstore. You can buy an older edition of that book online. You can pretty much use any chemistry book as a reference. I'm not going to assign specific things from the textbook. Instead, I took out all the problems that I liked from the textbook, modified them a little bit, and put them in here for you. So these are like these are like end of the chapter problems. I'm not going to collect these. These are not the homework problems that I'm going to collect. I'll show you where the ones that are actually going to be graded are. These are for extra practice. So if you work through these, some of these are pretty similar to the ones that are going to be graded, but the answers are given in this set too. So the answers are here. If you can scroll down to the way bottom, you have all the answers. That's your answer key. So you have worked out problems with answers. I'm sorry, they're not. You can't see all the worked out problems in the book. They do work out some problems for you in the chapter. So if you're like, oh, I don't know how to do that one, I need another example. The book does have more examples. I can work out any of these that you want in our Zoom, or if you want to set up a private meeting, we can definitely do that. So that's what that first document looks like. Those are all your those are all your notes. Go back to our modules. I was in week 3 for some reason. So you get your overview. That's where all your lecture videos can be found. These are your lecture notes. A problem set. So let's open up a problem set. So problem sets are set up like assignments, and you can download this right here. And what you can do is print it out, write all over it. Answer these questions. This one you could probably get away with typing it, which is fine. And then you're going to submit it. So then you will submit, you just attach it. Attach so attach files, you would just browse your local files and attach that file. So if you print it out and take a picture of it, and then you want to submit it as a single file, that's awesome. There are a lot of apps, well, not even apps, there's a lot. If you have an iPhone, there's a really easy way to, you open up your notes section, and then you can scan a whole bunch of pictures and turn it into a PDF. It's really, really easy. You could Google that. I'll try to post a link. I'm sure Android, other phones can do that as well. It's so much easier for me to grade if everything is in one file and everything is vertical. If I have to keep tilting my head because you did it sideways or somehow I have 10,000 pages to grade, it takes me a little bit longer, which means it's going to take you a little bit longer to see your grade. So the quicker I can get it done, then I can get you immediate feedback, which is always the goal. So if you can submit everything in a single file, that's awesome. That doesn't mean I won't accept it if it's a bunch of different files. If you can't figure it out, like, yes, I want your work any way I can get it. But if you can get it into one file, that's easy to read. That works the best for me. So this is an assignment. So what I refer to as an assignment, you're going to actually attach a file here, and then you just submit it. And then when you do that, it shows up in my grading queue, and then I can grade it, and I'll get back to you. I'll try to get it back to you as soon as possible. I try to grade everything within a week, if not quicker. I grade every day. I grade every day. Every day is a grading day. So I usually I don't well yeah, I will grade as quickly as I possibly can. The quizzes are set up a little bit differently. So a quiz, if you begin this quiz, and I don't care if you see the first question, right? All these are usually multiple choice or fill in the blank or short answers or something like that. These are not timed. Just save and submit that. So you just click on that one. You don't have to download anything. You don't have to attach anything. Quizzes are just like a regular quiz. Ooh, those are our quizzes. And then the lab reports. Lab reports are set up like assignments as well, just like the problem sets, and your exams will be set up that way too, because I want to see your work. So these lab reports, there are guidelines on how I want the lab report written. And so if you're under the lab tab, you can see lab report guidelines. You can download these, and it'll tell you exactly what you need in each lab. You need to do an abstract, you need an introduction, and what do you need and all those things. So this is your lab report guideline. So follow these when you have to do a full lab report. Some of our labs are just they're paper labs, so you don't really have a lot to analyze. You don't really need you didn't do an experimental thing. You just had a naming, had to name all these compounds. There's really nothing you have to write about that. So in the lab report document, it'll basically tell you, like this one, you don't need a full lab report. Now when you get to so also in this, so the lab report is usually due a week after I assign it. So if I say the pre-lab is due on Wednesday, then the lab report's due the following Monday, whatever the due dates are, and we'll go over those on the syllabus. For your lab, there's basically 3 documents posted for most labs. You'll have a pre-lab assignment, which is set up like a quiz. So you've seen what a quiz looks like. You're just going to type your answers in. Most of them are set up that way. There's a couple that are set up as assignments, but for Chem 1, I think all the pre-labs are set up as quizzes. For Chem 2, it varies. Then you have the procedure. So your procedure, you're going to download that. You're going to work on this. Oops, there we go. So you can just kind of read the procedure. So each lab will have, in it a picture of all the equipment that you need, pictures of the equipment you need. So you can just pull those out, read through the lab a couple times before you actually do the lab. That tends to help, so you have a good idea of what's going on. And again, I'm going to try to post videos for all the labs so that you can actually see what you're supposed to be doing. And then the last document is the lab report document, which again, I think I've already showed you. It's set up like an assignment. So you're going to download this report, type it up. And then also you can show your calculations. And if you want to take pictures of your calculations and then embed them into this Word doc, that's fine. If you want to do but I don't want to see handwritten introductions and experimental sections. That should all be typed, but definitely write out your calculations. You don't have to type up your calculations. That takes a long time to do. So I think I covered everything that's in the module. So you'll have lab information. When we have an exam, the exam will show up in here as well. I also have all of the same material on the side here. If it's easier for you to be like, oh, I don't know what those quizzes are, there, you can find it this way too. So I'm trying to give you as many ways to find the same information as possible. It's the same quiz. There's only one quiz, so it's just kind of referring back to one of these. I'm just kind of copying a link in the course somewhere else. So the quizzes are there. All of your lab information will be here. Lecture notes are here, and I also posted all the lecture videos. Problem sets are listed here. So if you can't find it in the module, everything that you need is in the module. But if you had trouble finding, I can't remember, was that week 1, week 2, whatever, you can also find them over here as well. There's other resources on the side that different various videos that come with Blackboard. So definitely pay attention to your announcements, your Zoom link meeting, all these things. Read the syllabus and the schedule, and I'm going to do a separate video just walking you through those. So I hope that answers your questions. Just kind of gives you an orientation to where we are in this course. If you have any questions, please email me.